Okay, so this is lesson 51, and this is the first lesson on human resources and human resource objectives. I really quite like you to have looked at lesson 57 on here, which is about Maslow, Hertzberg, McGregor, Taylor, Mayo, because I think it provides and underpins everything that I'm about to say in this particular section. But this is just what will your HR objectives be? And it's basically you want to get your employees engaged, you want to develop the right talent within your workforce, training, diversity, alignment of values. What does that mean? That means that your organisation, you want your workers to be linked in with the values of your particular organisation, okay? Alignment of values, and you want the right numbers and the right skills in there. So therefore you should have a workforce plan, and a workforce plan is a complete skills audit of your firm, and that will tell you who you need in the organisation, how much you're going to spend on it, what your objectives are, what workforce skills you will need in the future. Right, just going through YouTube one day, this was from a consultant was talking to a load of restaurant owners, and he's saying, well, what's the one thing that will double your restaurant turnover? And he's asked this question thousands of times, and I've asked it thousands of times as well, and we've never yet been given the right answer. And I want you to think about it, because people say great food, great ambience, nice decor, quality, all the usual stuff. And he said, no, the most important thing you can get right in your restaurant is getting the people in with the right attitude. Because if you get people in with the right attitude, you can then train them up. Eventually they will become good at their job, and eventually they will go out and create great food and great ambience and great customer service. So this is what this is all about. So human resource objectives. So basically recruitment is a really, really important part of any organisation. But then once you get those people in, you need to do all of these things to keep hold of those people. Okay, then we have two types of management, two broad strands of management. We have hard management and soft HR management. Now, soft management is really lots of training and development, theory-wide type workers, internal promotion for the workers. You delegate to them, you empower the workers with lots of responsibility. You have a flat organisational structure, consultation between the different levels. Whereas hard management structure is you basically treat your workers as theory X, judgmental appraisal systems, tall organisational structure, limited delegation, external recruitment, and you're really looking at reducing your cost to the lowest amount possible. The disadvantage, of course, is there's going to be less motivation. Now, you may have soft and hard within your organisation. You may have two approaches depending on who the workers is. People always think that hard management is always a really bad approach to take. Well, if you are a building contractor, then you just want workers to come in, and you want workers with specific skills to do their job as quickly and effectively as possible. And the quicker they do that, the more money that they are paid. It's not necessarily a very creative occupation, right? Lay that level of bricks. What you want is a quality bricklayer. You don't want someone who really thinks and contemplates it. So what I'm trying to say here is, everyone always thinks soft management is the best way, and it is for the creative sort of industries, but sometimes there's also a place for hard management too. Or maybe sometimes there is a continuum on there. So you might have soft over here and hard over here, and you want to get people in the right sort of places. Okay, so that's human resource objectives, soft, hard management. I'm now going to do internal, external influences, and that's lesson 51 done. This is still lesson 51, and I'm just looking at this is lesson 51. I'm just looking at internal HR, apologies for that, by the way, looking at internal influences on HR objectives and external influences on HR objectives. Now, you do get a lot of, well, what are the internal influences on something, or the external, and they tend to be quite the same sort of thing. But, you know, for human resource management, your leadership style, corporate objectives, your production strategies, your marketing strategies, your financial strategies, but also the sort of culture that you want within that firm. The external factor, I always go to, well, have you got enough money and what are your competitors up to? But also, the state of the economy, technological change, what sort of workers do you need in the future, population changes, the competition for skilled employees, those will all influence your HR objectives and what sort of workers that you can get in the future. Okay, lesson 51.